Now these three Hebrews did not bow down. They stood up. They were the only ones of the thousands that were there, from the different languages and the nations and the ethnic backgrounds of the whole world of that day, that came to bow before the image of Nebuchadnezzar. They stood stiff like this as ramrods. They wouldn't bow. And of course it was reported immediately to the emperor. These brave young men dared the rage of the infuriated tyrant. And because they saw him who is invisible and had respect unto the recompense of the reward, they believed. But the king gave them another chance. He gave them another opportunity. And they answered, tremendous answer. Oh, Nebuchadnezzar, they said, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so that our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, then he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which you have set up. They didn't know that God would ever deliver them. They did not cringe and say, we beseech thee, please, Nebuchadnezzar, don't throw us in. Your majesty, don't. Think it over, sir. We can't disobey God, but we don't want to disobey you either. And they did not say, let's have a consultation and come to terms. And they went into this terrible furnace. And the men that threw them in were burned up. That's how hot it was. They said to God, thy will be done. And God says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life. It was only after their decision, they made a decision. After they made their decision, it was then that God intervened and delivered. He says, lo, I'm with you always. When you have troubles and difficulties, he says, my grace is sufficient for you. And then the king looked into the furnace, standing back as far as he could so he wouldn't be burned up. He looked in and he was astonished at what he saw. What did he see? He said, I see four men, and the form of the fourth is like the Son of God. Three men had been thrown in. They should have been nothing but a crisp. They were bound. But he sees four men, and the fourth one is like unto the Son of God. Christ was with them. God was with them. Their bonds came off. And when the king ordered them taken out, they came walking out straight as a ramrod, with their head high. Not even a hair of their head was singed. Their clothes, they'd gone in fully dressed. Their clothes didn't even have the smell of smoke on them. And the king bowed down before them. And he said, your God is the true and the living God. And he ordered all the wise men and the soothsayers and the Chaldeans thrown into that furnace. And then he ordered that great crowd from all over the world to bow down to the true and the living God. And he destroyed the image that he built. And it changed Babylon. Because three young men dared stand alone, dared to die, dared to look death in the face and say, I believe.